Alright guys, welcome to the channel, and in today's video we have some parts that just came in for the 5.0 swapped S14, and we're going to unbox those and show you exactly what they are. So let's get into today's video. Alright guys, let's get right into it. When we got the 5.0 swapped S14, it was an incomplete swap, which means it wasn't running, it wasn't driving. They just had the motor and the trans sitting in the car, and you just pretty much had to button it up. It was almost ready to go. But on top here we have the first box, and let me open it up. It is a brand new water pump, and this is definitely needed. The other one is making a lot of noise even when you're just cranking the motor, and I don't want this car to be off the road for overheating issues, so definitely we got a brand new water pump. When ordering these pumps, you definitely want to get them motor specific. Some of these pumps I believe spin counterclockwise and some are supposed to spin clockwise, so I had to double check which one I needed. I think this was the counterclockwise. I'm not really sure. It's supposed to sit like this, and I believe the belt rotates it backwards. I'm not really sure, but either way, I got the correct one that's on my motor, and we're gonna replace that. Probably not in this video, but we're definitely gonna put it in before we put the motor back in the car. All right, guys, and behind door number 2, we have a brand spanking new carburetor. So this carburetor is definitely not performance oriented. This is a 2-barrel carburetor. You see the 2 flaps? This is a 2-barrel carburetor. And I can't remember how many CFMs it is, but it isn't much. I believe it's like 320, something like that. This type of carburetor here is not for performance. This would have been the factory motorcraft replacement for the stock 5.0 motor that came with a carb on it. So this would be like the factory carb for this 5.0 motor. And I'm gonna show you guys right now how it looks sitting on the engine. All right, so this is the 5.0 motor. Let me get these wires up that way. Take the screws off. As you guys can see, the factory manifold for the 5.0 came with the 2-barrel setup, so only accepts a 2-barrel carburetor, or you would have to get an adapter plate to put a 4-barrel on it, or change the intake manifold. So we're gonna just rest this here on the 4 studs, and it should, like that, drop right down into place. It's hitting over here, so onto the valve cover. Usually, like this kit has, it comes with a gasket for the air filter and a spacer. So let's drop the spacer right in place and see if that gives us enough for it to sit without hitting on that valve cover. Take it again. Take 2. I think it goes this way. There we go. All right. It's still not sitting flush, but it looks like it's just this metal like plate. I probably could bend this right out. Yeah, you probably could bend that out the way. I just remove it completely because it's not really needed for anything. But yeah, that's pretty much how it sits on the motor. This carburetor makes my motor look like even more of a piece of crap because of how brand new it is. But basic stuff, fuel goes in here, and then you have your jets and everything down in the carburetor itself. You have your throttle linkage here, your power valve here, so that when you rev it, you get more fuel. I got the one with the electric choke, so I'll just have to set that up how it's supposed to be set up, with the little positive ignition wire here. I'll probably run that off of my distributor. You have a few vacuum ports, and I'll have to probably Google it to see where they all go to make sure that I don't have any leaks. Like I said, this linkage on the side here is to control, the linkage over here is to control when the choke is fully open and when it's closed. So yeah, looking real good when it comes to this carb. This carburetor is definitely not gonna live on this motor. I'm actually just gonna use this to get this car on the road. This probably won't give you much performance. I've had a carburetor like this before, and my Mustang could have spun first gear all day. It actually drives really good, but you can tell that the motor was lacking in power. Also, a big issue that I had while I pulled this motor was this custom made plate in the back here. Yeah, this custom made plate was making a lot of noise when I was trying to roll the motor, because it was most likely touching the flywheel as it would rotate around. If you see, even when you push this right up against the block, it's still making contact right there. So that was an issue. Also, I want to hear this thing run on the ground before we even put this back in. So I'm definitely going to stop that distributor. I'm going to put some fuel in this carburetor, and we're going to hear this bad boy run before we even put this back in my S14. Like I said, the water pump here, if you listen, hear that noise? It was definitely bad. I'm going to swap this out, put in a new one. I got to set my timing marks on the crank pulley, stab that distributor at TDC, and we should be able to hear this bad boy run. So very close to getting this thing road ready to put back in the vehicle. So yeah guys, there you have it. Brand new water pump, brand new carburetor. We're definitely gonna be hearing this motor start in the next video we make. We're gonna put in a lot of work, a lot of time. I'm probably not gonna pretty up the motor. I wanna put this in, I wanna beat the brakes off of it, make sure it lasts long. And when we pull it back out, I'll have a surprise for you guys with some brand new heads, a cam, and some really nice upgrades for this 5.0. But that's all I have for you guys for today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Always remember, don't drift without your dreams, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.